there's no gravity, why does this happen? Oh, look at that. My chapstick fell on the table.
That's density.
All right, you know what?
Density is when the volume of something cuts down through it and makes it heavy enough that it falls. But without density, everything floats. So I'm dense, you're dense, everything is dense. I'm very dense.
You are very dense.
No, yeah.
No, you are. I agree with you on that one. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Tahir Moore.
I'm your globe troll, Mike Glazer.
This is another episode of High in the Sky, the podcast where we get high and ask why. Allegedly.
We got pins now.
We got pins. I don't know if you can see it. They're kind of small, but you know, we got it.
Shout out Timu.
Hey, man. Absolutely. I got like 40 pins for like $30. Not me, sorry, like $13.
Really?
It was crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Well, these look nice. Thank you for my
nice
little gift from Tahir.
Allegedly, man. Listen, on this show, we talk about all different types of conspiracy theories, whether we subscribe to them or not. And today is one of those type of shows. This one, because it's just so all over the place. But we're going to jump into it. So on this episode, we're going to be discussing flat earthers versus scientists. Who's really right? Now, here's the thing. With a lot of these conspiracy theories, you know, they're kind of all over the place. They overlap. But just like with anything else, we want to let you guys know, please do your own research, okay? Because Mike has already been pissing me off in preparation for this episode, and it's going to happen to you too, okay? You're going to hear a lot of back and forth and a lot of double talking from the people on his side. But I want to encourage you to do your own research, just like with anything else.
Yeah, I wasn't a flat earther till I started doing research. Right. Are you a flat earth skeptic, Tahir?
I am a globe earther. Mike.
You're a globe earther?
I am a globe earther.
I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd see the day, man. Really?
Yes.
I can't believe it.
Yeah, who would go off of science and logic? That is just insane, right? It always pops up every so often. It gets some traction. It gets some celebrities, some superstars to hop on board, and then it's a whole thing. Like Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Millie Bobby Brown. Remember a couple years ago, she went on Instagram Live. She was 14 years old at the time. She was telling people about this video she watched with Shane Dawson, and she was like, hey, I don't know. It's a lot of facts out there, Millie. It's not. It's not a lot of facts at all, and also you're 14.
Also, at 14, maybe she's a prodigy.
Maybe
she's a flat earth prodigy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? One of those starseed kids.
She couldn't remember his name at the beginning of the video.
Shane Dawson?
She was like, was it Shane Dawson? I don't know. I'm going to have to check. You know what? It definitely was Shane Dawson. It definitely was Shane, I think. So she wasn't even sure about the argument that she was making. Then she busted to a Dre song, and then people were like, no, the earth is not flat. You know what, guys? I'm just going to get off of here before I get shut down on YouTube or Instagram or something like that. She didn't even believe in it herself.
I'm more of a Drake non-believer than I am a flat earth non-believer. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know what you mean. Absolutely not.
Like, I can't believe he's a billionaire. That dude from the six.
Hey, for six. He's for the six, man.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just her. It wasn't just Millie Bobby Brown. It was also Tila Tequila, who is an absolute trusted source when it comes to all things real and fake. Okay. And first of all, Tila Tequila had been walling out for a while.
Love her. Huge fan.
Shut the up. No, you are not. You are not a fan of Tila Tequila. She's just in pictures throwing up the Nazi hand and just wilding out with a baby. And I mean, why would Tila Tequila be a trusted source for anyone? You get banned on Twitter, and this is before it exchanged hands with ownership. This is when Twitter was like a great place.
Yeah.
But it still was Twitter, so it's still like the Wild Wild West. And you got banned from the Wild Wild West.
That's pretty crazy.
That's like somebody kicking you out of the hood. Like, all right, you too hood. We got families here. What the are you doing? She was wilding, bro.
Yeah.
Her eyes do that little thing where like they're kind of far away, and that's just it kind of looks like a flounder, like it's just
oh, because they're sliding.
Yes. But I mean, her arguments for the Earth being flat are Why don't the buildings in New York City, why don't they fall down? Why are they standing erect if the earth was round? And how come planes don't crash when landing if the earth is a globe? These were her arguments up. Now you try to make sense of that without your nose bleeding.
Yeah, that one's hard. Like what's her name? 7, 11?
Yeah.
Millie, like I'm trying to draw a parallel here.
Try to figure out that. Connect the goddamn dots on that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
And
understand
then
that. That's tough.
one more. Okay. Potentially two, but one more for sure. Kyrie Irving.
Now
right?
I'm a fan of that dude.
I'm a fan.
a massive fan.
Here's the thing. I pride myself on being a person that can separate the person from their artistry or their craft, their talent from the ignorance they might put out.
100%.
Kyrie Irving came out and said that he believed that the world was flat. He even went as far as questioning it with a New York Times reporter. Okay. Since then, he at the time he was 26, so a little grace, right? Young, ignorant, hindsight's 2020. But at that time he was 26, and later he came out and was like, he read something and he realizes that he should keep intimate conversations or intellectual conversations or those type of questions. I mean, conversations that could incite, public outrage to a select few, to a small, which basically means, keep that stupid to yourself, okay? Keep that stupid to yourself. Draymond Green, one point, was asked about it. And he didn't admit to being a flat earther, but he did admit that Kyrie Irving does a lot of research.
Yeah.
He's a really smart person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
I mean, if you just Google Kyrie and then conspiracy theories, there's a list.
That's a list.
It's not just flat Earth. There's a couple of things.
Yeah.
He's also
a
skeptical
couple
of.
books that he's went on record as kind of reading or promoting, not intentionally but intentionally. Hot topic.
Yeah.
Maybe he's setting himself up for a reality show after Sports Ball.
Absolutely.
Yes, that could be what it is.
He's certainly not going to be a commentator. Allegedly.
So with that, all of that from the celebrities, people keeping it going, giving it a little push.
Yeah.
It's enough to stay relevant in the public eye and topics of conversations. But I mean, at the end of the day, science. Science. Granted that the globe doesn't depict just how big Africa truly is. I will say that. There is no globe that has an actual depiction of how big Africa is on the real globe scale.
It looks to be slightly bigger all around than South America.
Yeah, it looks to be just a little bit big. In reality, it's way bigger than that.
Truly?
Africa is more than 3 times the size of the United States. As a matter of fact, if you pulled up the actual size of Africa as a continent, you could fit China, the United States, India, China Part 2, which is like you have to break it off, Eastern Europe, Italy, Germany, France, and Spain, and Japan, all inside of Africa's, like the whole continent as itself.
It's massive.
It is ridiculously big. Wow. Full of resources. Full of wealth, full of culture, full of knowledge, full of history. Yeah. Fully not represented on the globe.
No.
It's so massive, bro.
No idea.
Yeah. Big as hell, man.
I really didn't know that.
But getting on the flat earthers, man, they've been around for a while. And it really got kicked back up in 1984. A guy by the name of Thomas Dolby. Now, this is a English synth pop musician, and he put out an album called The Flat Earth. His second studio album came out February 10th, 1984, a month before I was born. Okay. So he put out this album, and this guy named Daniel Shenton. Here's the album. I was like, oh my God. This is it. This is speaking to me. This is everything I needed to know to go forth and just confuse and up the public's perception of what Earth is. This is it, God. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sky Daddy God, because this is what I needed. And so because of that, Daniel credits Thomas Dolby with being the inspiration for him kicking up the Flat Earth Society.
So we got to ban music.
Yeah, we might have to start putting it through some filters or something like that.
We got to ban music.
Now, here's the crazy part, right? So Daniel goes forward, creates Flat Earth Society, and he basically gives Thomas Dolby, the musician, gives him the credit of being member 001
Of the society?
of the society. Mind you,
Mm-hmm.
Thomas does not subscribe to the Flat Earth Society. He's not a flat earther at all. He's been very vocal about it. He accepted the gesture. It was like, all right, it, if you want to, I don't want this, but if you want to give it to me, fine, I'll take it. But he does not subscribe to it. How is your number one member? Not even you. You started this, you brought it back to life, but you're not the number one member. You're going to give it to somebody that gave you the inspiration, even though this person doesn't subscribe to it. That's like the Ku Klux Klan giving Malcolm X the first seat.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's like, no, this isn't.
Take it.
Yeah, no,
Take it.
I don't. Fine.
Take
Fine.
it.
Just put it in the trunk. I don't know. So this isn't the last we're gonna hear about Shinton. Okay. He again kicked up the Flat Earth Society. They have a website. We've been to the website.
Absolutely.
I've never seen a website so detailed and so broad at the same time.
It's junk.
It's tons of links, tons of drop downs, nothing really active. You got a list of members, no hyperlinks. You can't figure out who you got to copy and then paste it in another Google. It's a lot.
I went onto the menu and I was like, oh, podcast, would love to listen. 4 episodes spaced out between May, July, September. Just no follow through. The blogs, 6 blog posts. The member link,
right,
does not work.
So
because I was gonna drop
members.
some cash because I was like, yo, I want that gift cert. Some people have their diploma behind them, some kind of psychiatric, doctorate.
I don't feel like they have good snacks at their meetings though. Yeah, we talked about an Illuminati and wanting to get the jackets and stuff like that. The food would be great. Sure, they would have a fire-ass DJ.
Yeah.
I don't feel like the Flat Earth Society would have good snacks or good drinks there or a good DJ. They're just going to be playing Thomas Dolby's album on repeat the whole time.
And vanilla wafers.
Oh, Nilla wafers? No, man.
I'm trying to think of what's the flattest, most bland food. Necco wafers. You ever see one of them?
The waffle crisp ones? Those?
What is that one?
It's going to be all granola bars. Everything dry and boring is going to be the granola bars, celery stalks, not even cut, just full stalks. You gotta rip it off yourself. It's gonna be gross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would miss that meeting on purpose.
Man, and you gotta pay to be a part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess they gotta be able to fund that Linktree ass website. No actual links. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. And as we dive into this episode, you're gonna find out why me specifically, think it's so hilarious because the way they jump between science and religion and then back to science and then using religion to shame science is mind-boggling. It's gaslighting at its finest is what they're doing. They're gaslighting the out of us.
Well, light me on fire and throw me into another bigger fire because I love it. I think it's the most fun conspiracy theory of all time. How can you not love the idea that our Earth is flat? There's an edge to it. We're just I feel
like because we've proved it.
But we haven't. Every picture of space is flat.
Okay. What else you got? How do you know if it's flat when you can't tell up from down, right from left? There's no direction in space. So how do you know it's flat?
Exactly. What
That's not a point, Mike. You can't say exactly after I ask you a question. No, that's not it. Okay. What's your favorite color? 33. No, that's not how this works. We're not doing
if
that.
I had synesthesia, you'd know that was purple. So let me just say, I think that the Earth is flat. I think we're a report card on God's refrigerator. And we're just magnetized up there. Look at them getting A+ left and right. I do believe that the Earth is flat also because every time you can't see the dark side of the Earth, right? It's always turning. So there's no reason that it can't be. There's no reason it can't be flat.
That's how shapes work. You can't see the backside of it because your eyes can't bend behind something. You can't see the backside of anything. These are flat cards.
Ah! No, I'm just kidding.
What's going on back here? You don't know which one is on
Right.
because you can't see the backside of it. You saying we can't see the backside of the earth, I'm not buying that.
But
Put it
if it's
back on the shelf.
round, you can peek. You can peek. If you
How? You take one eye out and hold it this way? How can you peek, Mike? You're sounding like these we're talking about now.
I'm just asking the questions. And
No,
if
you're making the statement. That's not a question. You try to gaslight me this whole. I'm so glad we were friends before this episode because this right here would attest to this.
You can peek, dude.
No, you cannot, man.
All right. Well, just so you know. All right. Well, I'm going to get into the origins if that's okay.
I would love for you to.
And I'm on a fun email thread. I can't say his name because he stopped emailing me back. But I will say before I get to that the Mesopotamians, they're the ones who came out with the flat earth theory first. And that was, roughly 2,000
somewhere around there
years ago, something like that. So,
and that's when they didn't have like scientific equipment, right? No telescopes.
I mean,
no
I wasn't there, but I assume so. It's hard for me to say, but I do believe that they didn't have the technology that we have today.
Yeah.
Unless the aliens have been hooking people up left and right, whether it's the pyramids in Egypt, or the Mesopotamians. That'd be funny. Little prankster aliens coming down and be like, the Earth is flat, and they're like, whoa, what?
That would be crazy.
Some teen alien.
They just see how gullible humans are. I'm like, we could tell them it's flat, right? No, it's not gonna work. They'll know it's not flat. Like, no, I don't think they will.
So after the Mesopotamians were like, the Earth is flat, it's basically the Truman Show was what they thought, which we'll get into a bit later. But basically, everything is under this dome, and the oceans are this like spiritual water that like a snow globe, basically, and like as
which
above,
are round.
so below, which are
round. They're globe. It's in the name. Snow globe. This is what's going to happen the entire episode because every flat earther gets to a point where they hit a wall and they're like,
hit a wall.
The head explodes, brain and guts everywhere because at some point, based on whatever theory they have, they run into fact. And fact is like, bitch, no.
So I emailed this dude last night because I found his website on Flat Earth. And I'm not going to say his name, but he has a very popular YouTube channel. And I just wrote Flat Earth question. And I wrote, hey, man, I'm diving deep into your YouTube and have a question. Apologies if you've already answered it. But how do flat earthers explain that the Earth is in orbit if it's flat? Wouldn't it be crushed and pulled by the other planets orbiting it? And he said, and this is where I agree with him, he got back to me in like a second, too, by the way. It was like 30 seconds past. And old boy was like... and he said, there is no solar system, no planets, no sun. Everything is just light in the sky, a giant planetarium. It's why all the older civilizations drew the exact same thing. And then he hit me with a hyperlink to ancient cosmologies. And this is what he sent me. There, check that out. We'll throw it up for everybody. But that is the Earth. That's the snow globe I'm talking about. It is a flat Earth under a dome. The heavens are at the top of that dome, but there's no escaping it. As above, so below. So, of course, we have hell underneath it, and we're in between. That is the truth. Okay. The planets are under a dome.
See, that sounds like simulation. That sounds like a simulation like the Matrix is. We're not really in control of anything. That's what that reminds me of.
Okay.
If you haven't checked out our Matrix episode, make sure you go back and check that out. But that just feels like, that feels more like this isn't real. This is just a science experiment versus the Earth is flat. Because it's just too much you can kill with science based off of his response, in my opinion.
I hear you, but I just think that as somebody who has played a lot of mental games my whole life with humanity and people, and they don't know I'm playing those games, but I'm playing them and I'm winning in my own head. I feel like a dome over all of us is one that I can really get behind. And I know that's a little bit further than Flat Earth, but this guy has a very popular Flat Earth YouTube channel, and 6-figure subscribers can't be wrong.
No, they can't. They absolutely can. We saw multiple people be wrong in the election. There were multiple people wrong with taxes, and it's 6 figures, 7 figures. It doesn't matter. Wrong, it can be a great number.
So you're more into like the Greeks who use things like math and stuff like that to create longitude and latitude and the circumference of the Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a Aristotle stan, basically. Is that what you're saying?
Sounds like you're what's his name? Samuel.
I'm a Mesopotamian, and you're an Aristotle stan.
You're in the Zetetic University. You're going off of that right there.
Yeah, actually, let's get into that. Like, so after the Mesopotamians, the Greeks used math to figure out longitude.
You won't do that. Don't you pseudo math. Don't you do that. Math is consistent. It's the only constant besides change is math.
It's hard for me to argue. Math is like how the universe works.
It's going to happen the entire episode. But please continue.
But I agree with you. Math is how the universe works.
Yes.
And so the Greeks used that to say that the Earth is actually round, and they used formulas that they invented to understand that. And then cut to
2 things the Greeks know how to do: it's math and yogurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm on a kick right now. Let me tell you.
Probiotics.
Every morning, probiotics.
Yeah, man.
Whoo!
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
I had a little fresh fruit. I got this like peanut butter protein powder that I mix with a little water and some honey, turmeric, ginger.
I feel like you do this in the morning on your couch, crisscross applesauce, sweater across your shoulders, and you hold that bowl of yogurt, you nestle it close, you take a big sniff, and then you just do this, and then your cats come across, and you just smile at them. You're a cat lady. You're a cat lady.
I am a cat lady.
It's okay. It looks good on you.
Can I tell you about Nutmeg Floops' new developments very quickly?
Please. Is it a thumb? that would be awesome.
That would be incredible.
Right.
No, she's learning how to climb. So we have this huge cat tree that goes up to the ceiling because Giles likes to be high, oversee his terrain like King of the Jungle. Or no, what would that be? Lion King. All of this is yours. And so Nutmeg knows how to climb now and is using those strong haunches to climb up the tree, circumvent Giles, and get to the very tip top before he does.
Really?
Yeah. So it'll be almost like firemen racing to the top with a ladder, and he'll go bound, 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 and she'll go shoom, 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 and get onto the very top of it before he gets there, and then
great.
Owns the land.
I have a friend. They have 2 cats as well. Andromeda and something else. That just cool, wild ass names for cats. But they have like shelves, like a shelving travel system on like 3 walls in their apartment where the cats can just go from room to room. And I was like, that's commitment.
That's cool.
The cat tree I can get, but like installing these, because my boy did it himself. He's a sculptor for like movies and stuff, and just did it himself. And I just was like, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's commitment.
Yeah, they have like roads.
Yeah.
From room to room. Dang, man. Rad.
Step it up, bro.
Yeah, connect me with him so I can get a couple
I will. I definitely will.
All right, bet.
Just don't let him know that you're a flat earther, because
Really?
Yeah.
Well, all right. Allegedly. So I want to talk about after the Greeks, I want to cut to the 19th century.
Okay.
I also want to give a little context for what is happening around the flat earth movement reigniting and becoming like a popular concept again.
Yes, I definitely I want you to touch on that, because it's like every so often this does it, and it's like, how's this keep getting flames to the fire? Like who is fanning this?
Yeah, man. So there's some interesting parallels between recent history and the 19th century. Like 1893, this dude named Sam Robotham kicks it back up with the flat earth theory. The thing that I thought was interesting is while that's happening, it's in England, it's in the UK. Also, the UK is now taken over by a very conservative party for the first time, and cholera is spreading through Europe. Cholera is like a massive problem. Yeah. So if you're trying to think about like what you would consider to be a wild concept like the flat earth during a pandemic, during a conservative movement, it's very interesting.
It's a lot going on.
Come on. And you can think about today and COVID and the conservative party here in our country and going on. Like, there is something about like the devastation of disease and a very conservative system around that creates um wild theories. You know what I'm
It
saying?
feels like they took the less of three evils. It was like, all right, well, this takeover is bad, and this college is everywhere. I just subscribe to flat Earth thing, man.
Yeah,
They
right.
took the less of three evils, but it's still not good.
It's silly, but I need to hang on to it.
Yeah,
You know? So then Sam Robotham dies,
yeah.
and his followers create the Universal Zetetic
Mhm.
Society, and they wrote a journal called The Earth, Not a Globe. And so, you know,
Oof.
he was prolific.
That was deep.
And before all of this, guess what he ran, as all good leaders do? Socialist commune. So, you know, the dude was busy. He worked hard.
Yeah, true.
You know?
He was busy. Yeah, he had a lot of hobbies.
Who has the time?
Who has-
So yeah, so Sam kind of reignited the flat Earth idea in the early 19th century,
Mhm.
and I don't know, I'm just a fan. I think he's cool. And then he died,
Yeah.
and then in 1956, a dude named Samuel Shenton.
Say that three
Man,
times fast.
the dry mouth. Yo, hey, Mike, you want to smoke a bunch of weed and say a bunch of S's?
And then the SH too. Samuel Shenton.
Samuel Shenton.
Shenton.
Golly. Creates the International Flat Earth Research Society.
Yeah, putting international in front of some bullshit almost makes it sound official, but it's still bullshit.
It is funny because you can make your own.
You absolutely
Like, you can open an LLC with any name. You know, it can be anything.
International Interpool Society for group of people that flat Earth resisting global Earth.
Oh yeah,
Just
Burger
ridiculous.
Barber.
Yeah, global.
You know, classic acronym. And then when he passed, R.I.P. to Sam, in 72, a man named Charles Johnson overtook as the president.
Mm-hmm.
After what I assume was a lengthy campaign.
Yeah.
Big election.
Yeah, I'm sure multiple people were running. It was never like an unopposed situation. He just was like, I think I'm the best man. And everybody was like, all right, let's rally behind him.
Yeah. Exactly. Sure. And then in 2004, a dude named Daniel Shenton, no relation to Sam Shenton.
So wait, you got Sam Shenton, you got Daniel Shenton.
Yes.
Two different people.
Both
ran it at some point.
Both ran the Flat Earth Society at some point.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
We say no relation, but that's not a. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's a normal name over in the UK or in England. Maybe that's like Brown or Williams.
Maybe.
Like Shenton just don't sound like. You go back for enough. Somebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's wild.
Right.
That is still wild.
That is wild.
Yeah.
What are the chances? What are the odds?
You know, that's one of the reasons I don't want to do 23andMe.
Right.
Because I don't want to fall out of love with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Because we're related somewhere near the roots of both of our trees.
That would be crazy.
Devastating if that were the truth.
Could happen though. Could happen.
Oh, well, it's everyone at one point, right?
I mean, I hope not.
But yeah, like Adam and Eve, everything comes from them. So at some point.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
We're all related.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of sad.
It's crazy.
That's
man.
a downer.
Anyway, shout out to my sister, my girlfriend, my future wife.
Sister wife.
My sister wife. I love you.
I threw up on the throw up in my mouth. Ugh, gross. Don't like it. Don't like it at all.
And now we were in 2004. Things are cooking even more thanks to Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Cut to 2017. Over 500 people are paying around $250 each to be a part of this society. And there's this crazy YouGov poll.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's crazy because 66% of millennials who took this poll think that the earth is round, which means that 33% of millennials think the earth is flat.
Which is disappointing.
1% hexagon.
Okay.
Also 33, power number in numerology. So there is strength in that number. It's a master number. I will say, I have never taken a poll seriously in my life. And anyone who does is a loser.
I feel like that number should be higher. I feel like it should be like 75, 85% of people believe that
if
the
you're
earth
cool,
is round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're if you're cool, you're just saying whatever in polls.
Yeah.
Like if I'm on phone with Spectrum and they're like, "Will you take a survey after this?" I'm like, "Absolutely," but I'm gonna hit you with neutral for every single answer. I'm not giving you a lick, but I'm gonna take up your time.
I want to know where do they do the survey says for like Family Feud? Like, 'cause I've never had
Yeah.
anybody walk up to me at the Grove and be like, "Hey, what? You know, you go to your bathroom. What are the top 3 things in your medicine cabinet?" Like, I've never had somebody walk up on the street, so I want to know where they doing these polls at.
That's a very good question. Actually, top 3 things in your medicine cabinet. Let's go.
Medicine.
Okay, number 1.
Kinda
I bet that's actually number 3.
You think so?
And Steve Harvey's like, ho, 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 ho.
Let's look it. No, medicine.
Yep.
Toothpaste,
Sure.
depending on what the sink situation is in the space.
Mm-hmm.
And tweezers.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Need two sets of tweezers. You need the regular ones, and then you need the needle nose tweezers to get the hairs out that are real small. The needle nose ones, like, they come to a point at the end.
Really?
The regular ones are like kind of flat edged, so you can like just grip it really good. But the needle nose are like for like if you need to get a blackhead out and gotta give it a little space, so you go in under the skin, prick the skin, pull it a little bit.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I didn't
man.
know that. Thank you. That's a good tip.
Yeah.
I only have the flats.
Nah, man, you gotta get them needle heads. They're good ones.
Dang.
See, when your woman loves you, you're sitting on the bed, you might have just got out the shower or something like that,
Mhm.
and she's looking at your back. She like rubs, and you left a little water on there. She's like, "Ooh, you got a bump on your back. Can I get him? Like, do we got a head on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go get the tweezers." Like, that's love to me. When your woman gets that bump or that hair off you, I get one random long ass hair on this shoulder right here all the
Okay.
time. My wife gets so excited to take it out. I love it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
Y'all are in love.
Yeah, we're like cats, but we have thumbs and tools. With our grooming.
So for both of you, acts of service is a love language.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Yeah, I like words of affirmation. She likes physical touch and quality time.
Quality time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Under a blanket,
Mm-hmm.
rubbing the feet.
Mm-hmm.
I see it. Very nice. In
yeah.
my medicine cabinet, I've got mystery pills all in one medicine bottle, and I don't know what they are, but I will be taking them eventually just to see. I have Prozac of different milligrams because we have been trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And so I am trying, different MGs on that.
Yeah.
And toothpaste.
Okay. So medicine, toothpaste.
Medicine, toothpaste.
Okay.
Well, and some of that medicine is not legal medicine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some
It's
of
probably
it is,
expired. Some of it's probably expired too.
yeah, and some of it is definitely like from my friend. I don't know if I could say his name.
I would.
Okay.
I would. Don't incriminate anybody.
Yeah.
That's what the kids call dry snitching. Let's not dry snitch on any of your friends.
Okay, bet. So anyway, 2017, millennials do not believe the Earth is round.
All right, cool.
And I'm just saying, like, an entire generation
No.
has been deceived
No.
by math, science, and the government for far too long. And if we could all rise up and lay down,
Don't try
plank,
to do it.
hey, plank. We're all gonna plank if you believe the Earth is flat. We're all gonna
No,
meet in Central Park and plank.
Don't try to do it in that like kind of preachy pump up voice, okay?
Yeah.
You're spewing this bullshit rhetoric. Don't do that, okay? You're part of the reason that this is happening right now while the numbers are so high, okay?
Can I share one last thing about girlfriends?
Go ahead.
Mine, because we're filming early today, and she was like, "Ooh, you're gonna be tired," and
Oh,
she bought me makeup. She bought me Givenchy, I think is how you say it, makeup for under my eyes, and she showed me how to do it. And you're supposed to dab it on, and then you
He's
use your
not lying.
finger and you dab it under the eye like this. And then once you get that done, you blend it by pushing it down like this, and then it'll help you with the bags under your eyes from lack of sleep.
Let me tell you guys something. I was putting up my shirt to come in here and record, and I see Mike in the hallway putting this makeup on his eye, right? And he caught eyes with me looking at him in the mirror, and he felt the need to explain himself. My girl bought it for me. I was like, "Oh, she showed you how to apply it." Yeah, you just dab it in, and then we would pull it a little bit with a little blend, and I was just like, "Okay."
Yeah, I panicked, man.
Yeah, you did. When your eyes locked, you were like this. no. It's not what it looks like. I was like, hey man, listen, if you care about your grooming like that, I support it. You won't get any judgment from me, man.
Oh,
But I was so fat.
I panicked. I talk like this. It's actually not that big of a deal.
He panicked. He started talking and he closed it up real quick. He was like, no, hey, brother, ain't no judgment over here. I don't yuck nobody's yum unless it's dumb, like flat earthers. Moving on. Okay. So modern flat earth belief began with Samuel Robotham. All right. First of all, Sam, you could have just went by Sam R. Okay. Robotham does not just roll off the tongue. And it also makes me think that you ain't had no lady in your life because she was like, nah, we got to change this up. Robotham? Robotham?
Nobody's taking that last name.
No. You need to kill off that lineage right there. You got to come up with a, like Ro would have been good. Both would have been cool. But Robotham? It just sounds like very nasty medicine. But anyway, this guy did an experiment that is referred to as the Bedford level experiment. And basically, he planted a flag on a boat, right? And he let the boat go out about 6 miles from where he was at.
Okay.
And his goal was to see if there was a curvature in the distance between him and the flag to help promote his flat earth theory. These experiments were carried out in the Bedford level, a straight flat waterway in the fens of Cambridgeshire. Jesus, England. Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna let you have it, but Cambridgeshire, England, it's a lot going on in that right there. Anyway, he used a telescope that was positioned a few inches above the water, okay? And he let the boat go out on a 6-mile trail. And the result was he claimed that the flag remained visible throughout the 6 miles, which he interpreted as evidence that the Earth's surface is flat.
Yep.
Now, I don't know if that 6 miles was enough distance to really gauge the curvature of the Earth, or if doing it on water was the best place to do it, because, I mean, all the time, you look at any time you're on like the shore of a beach and you look out to the water and the sun the sky just meet. You don't really get to see, the true curvature of the Earth based on that. But this was enough for him to support and really stand on the ground that the Earth is flat. And that's when he really started promoting his rhetoric and spitting that jargon to everybody he came across.
I think it's a great experiment. Look at this, dude. Look at this. All right. Can you see this is the horizon, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is the sun. My head is the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see around me?
No.
Exactly.
But you know what? Based on what you said earlier, your head is round and I can like peek around.
Can you peek around now?
I'm peeking around right now.
Can
No, you can't move, motherfucker. Okay? Don't you dare. This is what I'm talking about.
But the Earth
At every point, they're going to hit a wall of scientific fact, and then they have nothing. This is gonna be the rest of the episode. No, don't.
Dude.
Don't. No, that's not. So listen, he later expanded all this information into a book called Earth, Not a Globe. Fantastic title, right? That was
solid.
That's how you get somebody to pick the book up and be like, "What the is this?"
I know.
Right? So
like every episode, it's somebody who self-publishes a book that we talk about, and those titles are so whack. Finally, we got a good title. We got a good title.
Because it's all shock and awe. When you read a title like that, it's all shock and awe. You just want to pick it up like, what the who stupid read this? Not because, oh yeah, I totally agree with this. I think most people would feel that way when they read into it.
Absolutely.
So in this book, he claims that the Earth is a flat disc, all right, and it's centered at the North Pole, and bounded along its southern end is a wall of ice, which is Antarctica. Okay. And he further proclaimed that the sun and the moon were 3,000 miles above the Earth, right? Kind of similar to what you kind of showed me on your thing. So like here's the Earth, right? And then the sun and the moon are 3,000 miles above that. And then 3,100 miles, all right, about 5,000 kilometers, above the Earth is the cosmos. That's where the rest of these stars in the universe and everything. Well, not a universe because they wouldn't believe in the
They
universe.
don't believe in the universe.
Yeah, yeah.
They just believe that. So wait, only 100 more
Only
kilometers
100
up?
more kilometers up.
Huh.
Well, only 100 more miles up.
Oh, it's miles?
Well, it's 3,000 for the sun and moon.
Yeah.
3,100 for the cosmos. So 100 more miles up is the cosmos above the sun and the moon.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Absolutely. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing that really makes me laugh at this whole thing. We're going through a time when we're starting to admit that there's climate change happening, and the summers are seeming hotter, and it's just never been this hot. Everyone has said that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how far the sun is from us? Do you realize how close 3,000 miles is? Like if the sun was 3,000 miles, only 3,000 miles away from Earth,
Yeah.
we would die. We
No.
would burn up. Okay, climate change would have happened 2,000 years ago. All right, we would be about that hash brown life. Nobody's going swimming without protective gear. You are burning up.
Asteroid force field. There's asteroids literally protecting us. There is a crust in the 3,100 area. There's a crust of asteroids. And just like pinholes through a piece of paper, the sun goes through, and that's how the rays happen, is through the piece of paper and through the pinholes. And that is why most of the sun we're never actually getting hit with. We're getting like side exposure, basically. And so so it goes like this, and we're not getting full sun.
Got it. You believe that? You said it with a straight face, but I'm asking you, do you believe that?
Do I believe it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a fun imagination experiment.
And this is why we have to switch up the edibles, guys, because this type of shit is going to continue to happen. Okay, all right.
I'm a hybrid guy. I can have a little bit of imagination. I can have a little bit of indica. I can have a little bit of sativa. I'm a hybrid guy.
I'm gonna let you have that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The thing about the sun is like
it's hot.
It's so hot.
It's hot as which is why it has to be far as
yeah.
Further than 3,000 miles. Further than that.
I'm trying to think of what 3,000 miles is. Let me look it up. Like a distance. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like is that like Atlanta to? Do you know what I mean?
Listen, that would probably be about from LA to a little past Chicago. Because from LA to St. Louis is about 2,400 miles. And Chicago is 400 miles from St. Louis. So a little past Chicago was that. So you're saying the sun is just a little past Chicago. That's it. We're fine. That's what you're saying. That's what he's saying, and that's what you flat earthers are believing.
Yeah, if you just drive straight up 5.5 hours.
That is ridiculous. Now, granted, 3,000 miles in a car probably take you about 38 hours, driving about 75 miles. But that's still only 3,000 miles, bro. That's insane. It's no way that's true. There's an active volcano in Seattle, and I don't know the distance between Seattle, Washington, and California. If that volcano erupts up there, people in California die.
Dang.
Because it would block out the sun, and the soot and the smoke would be in the air. It would not be safe for anyone to go outside.
That's wild.
Right. So if a volcano can do that, what the do you think the sun would do? This big gas ball of fire. 3,000 miles.
All right. I mean, you're winning. It's a shutout. It is a shutout so far.
I'm socking you out verbally. I'm socking your out verbally. Now, before we get too far off track, flash forward to 2024, and a famous YouTuber, a famous flat earther YouTuber, Jerron Campanelli, decided to spend $35,000 to go to the southernmost tip of Antarctica during the Southern Hemisphere. Now, for those that don't know, the Southern Hemisphere's summer is when he went. During this time, the sun does not set or rise, right? This is when you got the 24 hours of sunlight. Now, modern science tells us globe earthers, us normies, okay, that the sun does not rise or set at this time and it stays sunny all day. This was Jaren's last chance to prove, or this was his final hurrah to prove that the earth was flat. And after a 25-hour long live stream on YouTube, and he used SpaceX's satellites, by the way, he was proven wrong. The sun never rose or set.
Dang. Was he in the right place?
Don't do that. Okay?
Yeah.
He was proven wrong. He admitted it. He did not say that he was no longer a flat earther, but he did admit to being wrong, and he said he needs to adjust some things. But
that's devastating. I mean, that's the fall of man. If you can't admit you're wrong, you know what I mean? Like after that, you should say like, dang.
Or
Bummer.
And this is just a crazy idea. Accept science. Like it's been proven. We have telescopes now. We have more than 30 ways to prove that the earth is round, not flat. But you know what? I think we're going to get into some crazy theories like gravity and density and one existing without the other. But I'm gonna let you take the lead on this.
I'd love to.
Okay, I'd love you to.
Explain this.
A hand
in the air against God's will. Explain this. This shouldn't be possible. My arm should not be able to be above my head. Arms grow low, yet I am able to lift my hand above my head. Why?
Range of motion.
No, because gravity does not exist. Gravity does not exist.
What the is happening right now?
Gravity, look at my hand and explain to me how this is possible.
Because your body allows it. If you have full range of motion, you haven't had a injury, your body should be able to do. Why would your body not be able to do that? If there's no gravity, why does this happen? Oh, look at that. My chapstick fell on the table.
That's density.
All right. You know what?
That's because of density. Density is when the volume of something cuts down through it and makes it heavy enough that it falls. But without density, everything floats. So I'm dense, you're dense, everything is dense. I'm very dense.
You are very dense.
No, yeah.
No, you are. I agree with you on that one. You're very dense on this topic. Have you ever seen a video where they put a vacuum in a room? They actually did a vacuum cylinder and they removed all the air from it, right?
Okay.
And they put a bowling ball and a feather in these vacuums, removed out of the air. They fell at the same time. That would be no gravity. That would be proving of density, right?
You're right.
They fell at the same time. So if there's no gravity right now, then this card and this chapstick should fall at the same speed, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Well, what do you know? Chapstick landed first. Thanks to gravity.
Do it one more time for
right,
science. No, do it one more time for science.
All right, for science. Here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
So who you gonna believe, me or your lying eyes?
All right. Well,
the entire episode, this is going to happen.
Let me tell you why gravity and its or the
I love your commitment to trying to finish this thought.
Hold on, my brain is flat. It feels shaved down right now.
Hey, listen, man.
So the thing about gravity, as far as like when it comes to like planets, the reason gravity is important is if gravity exists, that explains why a planet is round. So let me. I don't have anything round, so I'll just do this. All right. So this is the planet Earth, and gravity is going through it. All right, through the core, and while that is, it's going through, which means it's pushing out and pushing in at the same time, which allows it to stay in a sphere. If gravity does not exist, that sphere cannot exist, which goes flat. And if it is flat, then it can then wait and
Mm-hmm.
just hold on, dog.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
Yeah, but you're listening with like,
I'm listening with vigor
yeah, all
and
right.
intention.
If we were in a
I
comic
want
book,
to
it would say
understand.
snarkily in parentheses.
Here's my thing. I want to understand because I want to
I
get in the
know.
mindset of what would make a person think the Earth is flat. So I'm really trying to take in what you're saying.
So if there's no gravity, this sphere would go like this,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if it goes like this, then the Earth is flat. And if it gets knocked out of orbit, then it crumples into an origami swan. I didn't know where to go with that because I kind of lost my train of thought.
Yeah, because you can't have density without gravity.
Oh, that's what it is. Density.
Uh-huh.
All right. So
No,
dog.
No,
Density
we're not doing it.
Keeps you in orbit because you're heavy. Let me say it this way. Gravity, if there's gravity, round orb, the Earth is round. There's no such thing as gravity though. Ergo, Earth is flat, and density keeps it in orbit. And because everything has density to it, everything is dense,
Mm-hmm.
it stays in place amongst all of the other dense things.
Mm-hmm.
And a black hole is sucking in anything dense, like light is dense, everything is dense, and therefore there's no escape from a black hole. And if you could go through a black hole to the other side, you would see that everything is dense.
I don't understand what the black hole had to do with anything. I felt like you wanted to add more scientific things in there to strengthen your ridiculous claim. However, you can't mix scientific fact with folklore and expect me to believe it, or the people at home. Okay, and this is why it's so important to do your own research. Okay, this is why we always say that at the beginning, because no, that's not proof that no.
I know. It's not like I don't know. Come on. But also,
somebody had to do it.
Somebody had to do it. It's so much more fun. It's so much more fun.
It's fun having an antagonist to be like, no, that just doesn't make any sense. So I appreciate you because I could have done it.
Like, I was imagining the Earth as being flat.
Right.
And because there's no such thing as gravity, the Earth crumples, and that's what creates a mountain.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm on.
I got it. I get it.
And then if the Earth crumples another way, that's a valley. So we're always crumpling.
I want to talk about universal acceleration.
Oh, okay.
Which
Mr. Math, here we go.
That the Earth is constantly moving up, right? It's kind of like an elevator. And that's the reason things fall, not because of gravity. And that the Earth is moving up at a speed of 9.8 meters per second squared, right? But that's dumb.
No, it's not.
Oh,
when you drop the chapstick,
yes.
The reason it hit first, table moved up quicker.
So the flat Earth is constantly traveling upwards, and then there's also the sun and the moon, and then there's also like the cosmos, heaven, everything above that.
Yeah.
Where's hell? Flat Earthers?
Below
Earth or on Earth?
Below Earth, because heaven is above. Hell is below. It's like this.
And hell is hot, right?
And hell is so it's
but
like
hell,
that.
It doesn't heat rise? So shouldn't hell be on top?
Oh, because of the acceleration, it would accelerate past.
Well, it's less dense because it's hotter.
Because it's hotter.
Yeah, it's cool on Earth, so it should be above heaven then, right?
Yeah.
You see how none of this makes sense? Do you see how none of this lines up with anything? Why are you still holding the cards like that?
Because I'm trying to think of a what's it called when you say
comeback, a rebuttal,
a comebackery.
Okay. So you got Earth, You got the sun and the moon, and then the cosmos, which could be heaven, and then hell could be above that, right? Now the sun and the moon they're moving up too?
Yep, everything's moving up.
How are they moving up? At the same
Hell's
space?
pushing against them. Because hell, which makes sense, being near the sun, 3,000 miles away, hell is pushing up against the sun.
Well, the cosmos are closest to the sun because they're at 100 feet higher. We didn't determine where.
So it's actually here?
No. See? This is one of them ones, man. When we read this, it was like, oh, come on, man. Like, people really believe that. Now, I'm gonna just throw this fact out there. Allegedly, there are about 160 million people worldwide that really subscribe and believe that the earth is flat. 160 million people. And you know why that's baffling to me? It's because when you go to court, you're supposed to be judged by your peers. There's a 1 in 6,000 chance that one of those peers is going to be a flat earther.
Yeah.
Right? And what scares me is that, like, our peers are supposed to be able to do critical thinking. And obviously, 160 million people do not have the necessary skills to do critical thinking.
Yeah. That should be a question that your lawyer asks.
No, that's what they should ask the jury.
Yeah.
Every juror should be asked, are you a flat earther or a globe earther?
Yeah.
Because that lets you know you're not going to be able to use any type of critical thinking. When you're approached with facts, you're going to deny them because it doesn't compute to what you have going on.
Facts. That's facts. Well, if you can believe it, a lot of flat earthers also believe the moon landing is fake.
Now, here's the thing. I don't subscribe to the flat earth theory, but I do kind of subscribe to the fake moon landing.
Same.
I do rock with that one right there.
Yeah.
I just saw a video online, I think I might have saved it, where there was a satellite that recently crashed into the sun. And we got the footage up until the very moment of impact. And in the footage, you see stars in the background while this satellite is hurling toward the sun. You see stars in the sky. Why don't we see no stars in the sky on a moon landing video? But you know what? That's a topic for another episode, and one you should check out. Check out our episode on the moon landing hoax, because that one is great too.
It's funny to think that, like, from here to the sun, based on flat earth theory, is a drive from LA to Chicago. So, like, the drive to the moon is so much shorter.
Yeah.
It's like here to Santa Barbara. It's just it's like half a tank of gas.
Well, with in respect to flat earthers, the moon and the sun are at the same spot. They're both 31.
Oh,
I mean 3,000.
Yeah,
that's the moon and the sun, and then 3,100 feet is the cosmos. So based on you're gonna ride with him, you gotta ride with him.
I know. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm turning you. I'm getting you. I'm pulling you.
You are not.
I'm pulling you.
You're not. You're not grasping anything.
You're defending. I
just want to keep you on track.
I appreciate it.
No.
Because I do get confused sometimes. You know, what with my beliefs.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to NASA.
Mm-hmm.
The tricky thing about, like, things like the moon landing being fake, it's like a pretty good what's it called? Not gateway. We can call it a gateway into, like, flat Earth theories.
Mm-hmm.
And there was this one dude. I think his name's Robbie. Let me see. Yeah, there was this born again Christian named Robbie Davison.
Mm-hmm. Rich guy, right?
Huh?
I heard he was rich.
Super rich.
Super rich. Gotcha.
Only a rich dude would go by a little boy name. Robbie? Yo.
Or Dick, proudly. They're like, oh, Richard. No. It's actually Dick.
Mm-hmm.
Some birth certificate is Dick Channing. Yeah.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah. It's like he's one of those dudes who, like, when he shakes your hand, he tugs you in to knock you off balance.
Yeah.
Subconsciously, he's like,
assert that dominance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little does he know, I don't wash my hands. Joke's on you.
Yeah. Yeah. What? Wait, what? Number 1 and number 2?
It's just, it helps build your immune system.
What does? Not washing your hands?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's wild, dude.
I don't wash my hands. What I do is weekly, I take a cap full of Pine Sol.
Uh-huh.
Kills all the drugs. Kills all the bad bacteria and everything like that.
You
The
shoot
body
it?
doesn't run. No, just real quick. Switch around a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Kill the bacteria in the mouth. Swallow. Now I have that Pine Sol fresh smell for the next 4 or 5 days. It's great.
And it just goes through top to bottom.
Top to bottom, man.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Man.
That's how flat Earth sounds to me.
Oh, damn it.
Okay.
I was like,
yeah.
And here's how it sounds to me.
Yeah.
I'll try it.
This is the problem, man. This is the whole problem. Go on with your little story.
Dude,
now.
I click every link. I'm getting I'm getting text messages that is like, so-and-so hit you up on Snapchat. I'm like, I don't even have Snapchat. And then I'll click the link and be like, do I have Snapchat?
Your phone is probably so compromised right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
Oh, yeah.
Your phone is like a walking cesspool.
I don't even have a passcode. Look, swipe and it's up. I don't have no security on here.
What were you saying about Robbie Davidson?
Oh man, he believes. Well, he weaves the Bible
Uh-huh.
into the flat Earth theory.
Uh-huh.
So in 2019, CNN, doing hard-hitting journalism,
Oh man, the best.
just the best,
Mm-hmm.
goes and talks to Robbie Davison
Mhm.
about flat Earth theory.
Mm-hmm.
Robbie, born again Christian,
Yeah.
goes off in the CNN
Mm-hmm.
and kind of reignites this flat Earth theory, while also combining it with the Bible, heaven, hell, Satan, angels, God, and that really gives a boost to the entire idea.
Because he wasn't for it at first. He was all about no, I'm a globe earther, but somebody came to him, told him stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and mixed it with the Bible because they knew he was born again Christian, and then they convinced him.
Yeah.
Now he's throwing conventions.
Now he's
Flat
throwing
Earth conventions.
conventions.
Making money.
Yeah.
Ain't that just like a pastor? That's crazy.
Yeah.
This I've said this before. When religion is such a powerful tool,
Yeah.
like when people can't get you on facts, they go to religion. And I was talking to one of the researchers today, and we were like, where in the Bible does it say anything about the earth being flat and not questioning it? Or this is what it has to be. Now, I can't say it doesn't say it anywhere in the Bible because I haven't read the whole Bible. But they make it seem like it's clear as day in the Bible
Yeah.
that the earth is flat. This shall not be challenged.
Yeah. Like what's it called in the beginning where
Yeah.
they write like, this is dedicated to my son Jesus?
Oh, that would be a wild Bible to have.
Chapter 1,
Ah.
Earth is flat. Shout out to my editor, the Cosmos.
Oh my
Always
God.
keeping me on track, keeping me humble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop this little thing on y'all. It's gonna you up. It's called Gravity. Mixed with a little density.
Yo, what's God's producer tag?
Big G on the track.
And then it goes,
Yeah.
yeah.
Drop another one. Drop a bomb, Flex. That's a lot to take in. So we got the flat earthers believe that the moon landing was a hoax. Robbie Davidson creating a conference or a convention for flat earthers to come, and promoting the fact that flat earthers are loved by God and they believe in God, and anyone that subscribes to globe earthers are Satan.
Yes.
And it's satanic, and we are just of dark behavior. And the fact that we would embrace science and fact proves that we are working for Mr. Satan.
Yes, 100%. 100%. And the edge of the earth. I was trying to think about it. Like, I've never seen the edge of the earth,
Yeah, not many people have.
but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't mean it's not there. Most likely, it's rotating all of the time, and therefore the edge is always going to be behind you.
So this flat earth, just so
Yeah.
I understand correctly, this flat earth is rotating. Like
this.
Oh.
Or like this.
but we don't fall off.
But we don't fall off.
Because of what?
Because we're dense. Because we're heavy. So we stay down.
It has nothing to do with gravity. right? Is what you're saying,
I don't know how it could.
right? So, and we're rotating like this,
Mm-hmm.
not like this, which would make more sense.
Right. No.
Not like that.
No.
Got it.
We're rotating like this, so we
Mhm.
never see the edge. Kind of like, if I were walking,
Mhm.
walk,
Mhm.
walk, and so you never see the edge. You just think that it's like this loop.
Right. And now, do you know the distance of the Earth? Do you know like let's say one side to the other?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's like 8,000, a little over 8,000 miles.
Oh no.
Yeah, if you just did it in a straight line,
Yeah,
right? You think that's big enough for the world?
8,000 miles.
A little over 8,000.
Well, let's see what that is. Let's see, L.A. to Tokyo, and that's probably where the edge is. Somewhere near Tokyo.
That's the edge, and after that, it's just nothing.
I don't think. Well, I've never been to Tokyo, but I would imagine so.
Okay.
8,000 miles? It seems longer than that.
So I have a couple distances I want to throw out there to you.
Okay.
L.A. to Greenland. How long do you think that is?
L.A. to Greenland?
1,000
miles?
About 36.
36.
3,600 miles.
Okay.
Yep. L.A. to New York?
Well, if it's Greenland's 36, I'll say like 3K?
Roughly about 2,400 miles.
24. Okay.
Yeah. That means that we can almost reach the moon and the sun just driving there.
Yeah, right.
You don't find that strange at all?
No, because it's oh, dude, you're driving me nuts today. LA to Greenland, straight line.
That's further.
LA to New York, straight line. LA Tokyo, straight line. LA to the sun, straight line. It's literally straight lines. And what is a straight line if not flat? So if you think about LA to the sun, flat line. If you think about LA to Greenland, flat line. LA Tokyo, flat line. That's probably where the edge is. Dude, if you just like, it's okay.
I feel like you're frustrating yourself because you know logic, you know science, and you're trying to ignore it. You're trying to blast past it and just get to your point.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, pick me up. You're like, no, hitchhikers. And it's blowing your mind.
I don't get invited to any parties.
I don't even know how to quantify, justify any of this. I will pose this question to you.
Okay.
2% of Americans adult believe the earth is flat. Do you think that number is where it should be, or you think it should be higher?
I wish it was higher. I think it's about right. Like, think about string theory, man. It's not called round theory. It's called string theory.
That has nothing to do.
And it's because all the dimensions are like pieces of paper right next to each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not marbles. They're strings.
Okay.
So that's my last argument. My last argument is quantum mechanics.
I think a lot of people maybe subscribe to this potentially due to the distrust of the government and the speculation and conspiracies around the moon landing. I showed you that video with the probe and you were able to see stars in the background. Yet we didn't see anything on, our moon landing. And then also I think there are people that just like to stir the pot. I would like to meet a flat earther, like for real.
Yeah.
To really like get inside of their head and try to see where they're coming from. But I just feel like there's so much information, so much science, so much fact out there. It's like, how do you ignore that? Like it seems more like a passion project or a passionate quest than anything else.
I think if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying we can have room for religion, we can have room for science, and like, why not all of it? Why is it an either or situation, right? Like, just because you believe in God or Christianity does not mean you can't also believe in math or science.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, because they multiple times through this episode, we stated the actions or the words or the quotes by someone, and at one point it seemed like they were hand in hand with religion, but then religion was used as a tool to combat scientific fact, and it's like, all right, well that just don't make no sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't subscribe to this conspiracy theory. It's not one that is ranking high on my list, but I would love to hear from you guys. Like, what do you think? Do you think that number of 2% of Americans believe that the Earth is flat is reasonable? Do you think that's high? You think that's low? Where do you fall? Are you a flat earther? Or are you a globe earther? I want to know. Like, do you look at Mike differently after this episode?
Definitely not.
Would
I was
you-
going to be like, we thought that was about right.
Would you want Mike to be your kid's science teacher? Like,
Yes,
all right. Well,
100%. 100%. Dinosaurs, we still have dinosaur ghosts. Do you know what I mean? Because dinosaurs are around, so we probably have dinosaur ghosts.
Dinosaur ghosts. Never even
I would
thought
love to
about
teach
one
that in
before.
schools.
I was a science teacher for 3 years.
Were you?
I taught 7th grade science for 3 years. When I
Give
was
me a
still in
rec,
St. Louis.
baby.
I will not. Okay, because I really believe the children are the future. Lead them right. Let them. But you would have ruined those children.
Okay. Would you let Tahir teach you? How about that? Would you let me? Who would you rather teach you in school? Tahir or I? How about that?
I mean, listen, that's fine. Post that in the comments. I would love that. I would love to see those results.
Well, let's, as Tequila would say, let's land this plane somehow and get out of here. Oh, I had one more guest comment.
Yes.
What should we call us as a community? Like,
oh, yeah.
I was thinking like conspirateers. But that,
like
I'm not, you know what I mean? But
I like
I would love to find a community name.
Yeah, we need that. We need that for the second half of these episodes. So please post that in the comments. What should we start calling ourselves? What should we call the group, the family, the tribe? What is it? What is our name? Because that's how we're going to start addressing them.
Yeah.
But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tahir Moore.
Mike Glazer.
And we'll see you on the next episode of High in the Sky.
Tour dates.
If you haven't already, make sure you check out our episode on the moon landing. It can provide some background and also some facts to this episode as well. So I think you would enjoy that as well.